Mountain views, raging rivers, and historic steam locomotives? This isn't just any train ride. We're on the Durango and Silverton narrow gauge railroad, and today we're taking a trip to the past to see what it's all about. From what you can expect on board the train, to various classes of service and what they offer. It's time to take my favorite train ride through the Rockies, so all aboard to a trip you'll never forget. Our adventure begins at the historic Durango Depot. Built in 1882, it still serves riders today just as it always has, as a portal to adventure. Walking through the doors, getting our tickets, and heading to the platform, we find our train. Waiting for us is a mix of cars from open air to first-class seats with plenty of amenities. We'll take a closer look at the amenities here in a moment, but first, we need to know what train we're getting on, steam or diesel. Both are options and offer the same ride over the same tracks, but if you know me, we're taking the steam engine. The sights, sounds, and smells are so much better, and today, there's two of them. Our train is so long and heavy that it needs both locomotives to make it through the rugged terrain of the Rocky Mountains. Now, if you don't want to commit to a full 9-hour day taking the train to Silverton and back, you could always take the bus on one portion. They offer one-way bus rides so that you can take the train one way and the bus the other, bringing it to about 5.5 hours instead of 9. As our train snakes out of the station, we begin our journey over some of the most scenic rails in the country. Crossing the Animas River, we are officially on our way. This train will follow the river for most of its journey, straying only when necessary as it climbs up the grades to get to Silverton. The ride just out of town is already beautiful, and we haven't even gotten to the good stuff. Both sides of the train offer amazing views, but the right side will be the one to be on as we get a little further up the line. We hit the grade and both locomotives start to come alive as they work hard to pull us up this hill. Well, let's take a moment and listen to that beautiful music.
Rockwood, we are getting ready for the most beautiful part of this entire trip. It's called the Highline. The Animas River is going to be hundreds of feet below us as we are on a sheer rock wall. So I hope you're ready to see some awesome trains.
The Highline is arguably the most photographed spot on any tourist railroad, and for good reason. There are very few railroads in the world where you get views like this. If you're wondering where our other locomotive went, it's ahead of the train. For safety reasons, only one engine is used through this section of track. That rule dates back to the early 1900s with the Denver and Rio Grande, who built these tracks in the 1880s. This train's been here a long time. And here's a James pro tip. Once you hit the Highline, you won't have any cell service until you reach Silverton, so make sure you put your devices in airplane mode to conserve battery. And if you have little ones that can't go without their devices, you might want to download some things before getting on the train so that you can use them offline. Although all the entertainment I need is right outside my window. A little bit after the Highline, the river will swap sides over to the left. Now if you choose the right side, don't worry, the train comes back on the same tracks, and this will be on your side as we return to Durango. But speaking of seats, why don't we take a minute and see what the different classes of service are and what they have to offer. Starting in coach, the most basic, you have seats in a 2x2 configuration with large windows next to each seat and a little bit of storage above you. Being a narrow gauge train, these seats can be a bit cramped as they're not as wide as traditional trains.
So the bathrooms on these coaches it's tiny. You don't have a lot of room, so if you're a bigger person, it is going to be really tight. And that theme is going to go throughout the entire car, as you've already seen. We are on a narrow gauge railroad in narrow gauge coaches. They're not exactly as wide as Amtrak or a lot of other trains around the country. And because they're narrow gauge, there are some sacrifices. You still have a mirror, you do have a sink, it's got everything you need.
And a brakeman peering over your shoulder.
Well, send it.
Next are the open air cars, and I think these speak for themselves. The seats are reserved, unlike other railroads where you can move back and forth between them as you wish, but these offer the best views. Don't forget your sunscreen though, that Colorado sun is no joke. Now you get into deluxe seating. It's a bit more spacious and you are towards the back of the train. Each seat is still next to its own window, just like coach, and there's a little storage rack above your head. The seats on the single side can also be reversed for couples who want to sit together. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, first class. These offer table seating for 2 or 4 people. You'll have a dedicated car attendant, a private bar, although sadly not an open one, and much more space to stretch out. You'll get a souvenir tote bag to take home as well. Depending on the car, first class can vary slightly in appearance, but there's usually pictures and seating charts on the website during booking to aid in your selection. There's also 2 classes of first class, all ages welcome and 21 plus, so keep that in mind when booking. There is a first class open air giving you unparalleled views and service on your trip. The glass ceiling allows you to see the railroad in a way no other coach allows you to. And lastly, of course, is the concession car. This is where you can purchase snacks or drinks during your trip. If you're in the first class cars, you can purchase them directly from your private car attendant. Getting back to our train heading to Silverton, we found our other locomotive and we're on the move through some of the best scenery I have ever seen. It's no wonder this train has been voted North America's most scenic train ride multiple times. Watching the engines dance down the track is always one of my favorite parts. We've been on the train for about 3 hours now. Each leg is about 3.5, with a 2-hour layover in Silverton. There, you can explore the town. There's plenty to do and see, as well as plenty of places to eat, and we'll be there in just a minute.
It's views like this that made me fall in love with the Durango and Silverton years ago and keeps me coming back all the time. I've ridden this train so many different times that I've honestly lost count. It is one of my favorites when it comes to scenic railroads in North America and absolutely needs to be on your list to check out. These views are just incredible, awe-inspiring, and I'm so glad a train like this exists because these are the kind of views that you can only see on the train. So let's get back to it. You've seen enough of me for now.
Now, one thing to note about these cars, there is no air conditioning, and typically, that's not much of an issue. Durango can get a bit warm, but once you're moving and going through the mountains, it generally cools off fairly quickly. Colorado also has very low humidity, so it's a dry heat, making it much easier to deal with. There are still days where you'll get into the 90s or 100s, so make sure to plan accordingly and keep an eye on the weather. Pack lots of sunscreen, and if you aren't used to the elevation, lots and lots of water. Water will be your best friend, so bring more than you think. It's also the best way to fight off altitude sickness. You can look that up. Pulling into town, we pass the historical Silverton Depot and some of the old equipment. We also find the diesel train that left a bit before us, getting ready to load up and head back to Durango. So, why don't we explore the town? As soon as you get off the train, you're brought back to a simpler time. Dirt roads and a town seemingly stuck in time. There aren't many places like this still around. Main Street is the only paved road, and there isn't even a stoplight. The Grand Imperial Hotel is an amazing place to stay if you really want to go back in time. Exploring the town is great, but don't forget to check out the Durango Historical Society's display next to the old depot. They have some pretty cool artifacts. Now, if you're taking the bus back, it'll be waiting for you next to the train. Make sure to talk to the bus driver and find out exactly when they leave so that you can be on it. It's a pretty standard charter bus with all seats in a 2x2 configuration, and the trip up the $1 Million Highway is gorgeous. But we'll be taking the train back, and it's leaving soon, so let's head back over, find our seats, and get ready to head back down the track. The journey back is just as beautiful as the one there, and now you're on the other side of the tracks, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled for all the hidden treasures on the side of the mountain. There's also some old bridges to keep an eye out for. The slow ride back tends to have a habit of lulling many to sleep, but for those able to fight it, the views are spectacular, just as they were on the way up. It's something you absolutely have to experience. And don't worry, if you miss the Highline on the way up, there's always the way back. Just don't look down if you're scared of heights. Coming back into town with the echo of the whistle, our adventure is far from over. One thing that's included in your ticket price is the museum located at the depot. It's full of old cars, some trains, and of course, many more things for you to find. Several of the pieces are open for you to walk through as well, so it is definitely worth checking out. That is unfortunately where our adventure ends today though. I really hope you enjoyed the look at the Durango and Silverton, and if you did, why not subscribe? It's totally free, and it makes sure that you won't miss our next adventure. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you again.